we're going to be talking about We Are What We Are. Now, this is not so much a horror movie as it is a thriller, kind of drama-esque film, but I thought I would review it because I get a lot of questions to watch it. So I had initially seen like half of this movie a long time ago, and then I recently restarted it. Not recently, it was like a few months ago, I restarted it. And then finally, the third attempt of trying to watch this movie, I finally got through it. So it is a slow build, and it's not necessarily bad or boring by any means. I think I just wasn't in the right mindset. I was too distracted by my phone. You know how life goes. But it is kind of one of those films, almost like The Invitation, where it's like very slow build. There's a lot of plot in the first like 3/4 of the film before anything really happens. There's a few like things that go on and like happen throughout the film that aren't, you know, boring or, you know, that are a little bit more like directing the plot as far as like action happening. Now, generally what I've heard about this movie is everyone's obsessed with it. Like everyone loves it. The reviews online are all amazing. And so I was thinking like, I'm gonna love this movie. And I did for the first 3/4, and people were like, you have to watch the last 20 minutes because that's usually, you know, when I said I tried watching it and didn't get through it, they were like, well, the best part is the last part of the movie. Overall, it was okay. I'm not one of those people who's gonna sit here and rave about it, which might offend you if it's like one of your favorite films, and I'm sorry. It wasn't as good to me. I don't know what it was. First criticism is that it left me with a huge question mark, and I had no idea what was going on. I don't know if I missed something in the whole story or what happened, but I just was left so lost and confused of why it ended the way it ended. I don't know if I'm the only one here, but and then I like looked online and everyone's talking about how good it was, and I'm like, did you get something out of it that I didn't? I don't understand. So basically the plot is this family, right? And they fast for a few days and then they'll eat human flesh. So they're cannibals, and what happens is the mother dies, and she had this like disease that you get from eating human flesh. And so then the oldest daughter ends up being responsible for killing the people, or like, you know, chopping them up and feeding her family. And so they go through the funeral process, and that whole part, it was really long. Like the beginning was long in the intro, and honestly I like the mother's story, and I wish they kind of went into it more because clearly something was wrong, and like just mentally something wasn't there. And so I just kind of wish they explored that a little bit more, but then it focused more on the dad and his response to like the mom dying, and he took it really hard. There's a couple side plots in it. There's the guy from Tusk, which I love him. He's amazing. He plays the doctor and the autopsy person who like performs autopsy, and he finds this disease that the woman had and becomes a little suspicious. And so he becomes the like antagonist of this family. There's another side story of like the oldest daughter gets into like this romance with the deputy, and they kind of have a thing going on. I thought they could have been a little bit more concise with the storyline and just kind of like moved it along a little quicker, or included more something in it, like more action in it. I mean, granted, I'm all for like a slow burn film. I think they can be some of the best movies and the most artistic films out there. I really want to get into spoilers because I just have so many questions, and I want you guys to be able to answer them and like just have a conversation, and I really want to talk about the ending. So it is on Netflix. Watch it and then come back to my review to talk about the ending, because I don't even know if I would recommend this movie or not. Like, I'm just lost. I don't even know. It was really well made. Like, it was well done, well acted for the most part. I had some issues with some of it, but like overall, like it was a decent movie. But okay, we're just gonna get into the end. So if you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to know the ending, just stop watching. First of all, the dad captures a girl, and the eldest daughter kills her and like chops her up and makes her into soup, and so they eat her, and that seems to be going okay. The youngest daughter is like, I don't want to eat the food. I mean, she doesn't say this, but you can tell that she's apprehensive because she helped kill the girl that they're eating. And so eventually she does eat the soup and whatnot, and then they also have a little boy as well, but he's kind of like, eh. So the dad decides that he's going to put arsenic in their soup the second night, I believe, that they're eating it. They're very religious, and they do this in a way that's like for God. So the youngest daughter gets suspicious, and she realizes that he's trying to kill them, and so she is trying to hint at her older sister, like, don't eat the soup. The little boy goes to eat it, and she knocks it out of his hand and knocks the ball on the ground. And then the doctor shows up, and that's where kind of things escalate. Things like settle back down, and the girl runs away with the boy and stuff, and then she goes back with the dad to go eat the soup. And so they're all sitting there, and they're about to eat the soup when all of a sudden the youngest daughter takes a big old chunk out of her dad's neck, just eats it. And at first I was like, okay, cool, they're fighting back, they're gonna get out, that's how the movie's gonna end. But when she actually starts chewing his neck flesh, I'm like, okay, what's happening? I mean, are they just like so brainwashed and like stuck in their ways that they're still gonna eat people, but they're starting with their dad? Like, I just got so lost, because I mean, with the title, We Are What We Are, like, maybe she came to terms with the fact that they just eat people, and that's just who they are, and that's just what they do, and so she decided to eat her dad, and then the oldest daughter jumps in, and they both just, you know, start eating his flesh, and I didn't like that scene at all. I didn't think that the actors were very good at that. I think they were overacting a bit. The girl was, like, arching her back and, like, throwing her head back like she was some kind of, like, werewolf, like sexy werewolf. It's like, why are you being sexy right now? Like, I did not like that scene, and that was the climax of the movie, and I was like, oh, okay. I don't know if it's just me, like, everyone talks about this movie and how much they love it and how good it is, but I was like, why are they eating their dad? Like, do they not want to get away from all this lifestyle and like stop eating people? Because that's what I thought. The youngest daughter was like, I don't want to do this anymore, like, I'm not going to do that again. And then she just snaps and eats her dad. Like, I'm just so lost. And then the oldest daughter, who knows what she's thinking. I mean, maybe, I think she's the most convincing of like, well, we just eat people and we're just going to continue to eat people, because she killed the girl and was able to make her into food and was able to eat it, no problem. It was mostly the second daughter who was like apprehensive about the whole lifestyle, but then just eats her dad. Like, you could have just killed him. You didn't have to eat him. Like, I'm lost. Then again, I don't think I would have liked the movie either if they just killed him, got away, and that was the end of the movie either, because that's just kind of boring. So I get why they added them, like, you know, cannibalizing him, but it was just bizarre. And I don't know if anyone else felt this way. Like, I was actually Googling it. I'm like, what does it mean? Like, why? I don't know if I missed something throughout the film or what, but please tell me your interpretation of why they're still eating their dad, or maybe it's just like really obvious and I just don't understand it. I don't know. Overall, I didn't like this film as much as I thought I was going to, especially after seeing the first half, you know, months ago. I was like, this is a very good film. It's just really slow build. It almost kind of reminded me of like The Witch in a sense, and like, you know, it's just like a family focused film. I usually love those kind of movies, but it just ruined it for me. I don't know. And the acting at the end was just bad in my opinion, so I don't know. I hate to be overly critical and like stuff, but the ending did not make sense, and it just seemed so anticlimactic for me with the buildup of the whole movie. You tell me your thoughts down below. Am I just missing something? Am I stupid? I don't even... Or do you guys love it? Like, or am I the only one that's kind of like, on it? Like, leave your thoughts down below. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave some more movie requests also down below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. I do really love this first scene of the trailer. I think it's really cool.